You know it's a special night in the NBA because SportsCenter with Stephen A. is coming up here at 7 o'clock right here on ESPN. In the meantime, we're lucky enough to get a few minutes with Stephen A. right now as he's joining us live. And I want to talk role players right now, Stephen A., in this thing, right? Because with Giannis either unavailable or let's say potentially not at 100%, it's going to fall back on Jrue Holiday and Khris Middleton. Who would you say is more important in this series of those role players, Middleton or Holiday?
Well, the first most important thing I want to say is that your hairdo is lovely. I really, really like the hairdo, Al. It's really slamming. So I got to give you props where it's due, okay? That's number one. Number two, let me get right to it. Jrue Holiday, I think, is going to be incredibly pivotal because of the way that he's been playing offensively. But the key thing is this. The ball is in his hands. He's got to make sure he doesn't turn the ball over. He's got to shoot effectively from the perimeter. But the biggest thing, Al, is this. He's got to defend. Because when you talk about the Phoenix Suns and whatever their success is going to be, it's predicated on the greatness of CP3 and Devin Booker. If you neutralize them in any way, you've got a significantly better chance of winning this series. If you don't neutralize them and you just allow CP3 to go haywire like he did in Game 6 against the Los Angeles Clippers when he dropped 41 points in about 35 minutes without a single turnover, then guess what? The Phoenix Suns are going to walk away from this series as defending NBA champions.
Yeah, we saw it. We saw Jrue Holiday take exception to how Trey got it on him, right, in the first couple of games, and he decided to turn it around, and boy, did he, before getting hurt. He certainly shut down Trey. We'll see if he could do the same thing with the Suns. I do want to talk about Giannis and Chris Paul, right? They're both currently in their first NBA final. Who would you say is under more pressure to win a title, and why?
Well, I think you're going to look at CP3 simply because he's the one that's been here for 16 years, okay? When he was playing in the NBA, we don't know how old Giannis was at that particular moment in time. At least I don't off the top of my head, but I don't think he was even in high school, for crying out loud. We're talking about a guy in CP3 that's been around for quite a long time. It's 16 years. He's universally recognized as one of the most illustrious point guards this game has ever seen. I think if he wins this series and wins a championship, he's a top 5 point guard all time. That's how I feel about him. You're talking about an Oscar Robertson, a Steph Curry, a Magic Johnson, a great Isaiah Thomas, people like that with the Jason Kidds of the world, the John Stocktons of the world. But CP3 is right in that conversation if he wins an NBA championship. So you look at this team as presently constructed. You see that Giannis has been compromised with that hyperextended left knee. And you say, excuse me, the Phoenix Suns have the horses that it takes to win this series, particularly with a hobbled Giannis Antetokounmpo.
My favorite thing about this series, Stephen A., is that the most seasoned person, the person with the most experience, is Jay Crowder. So if anybody needs to know, he's the only one that's ever even been to the NBA Finals on either one of these teams. That is remarkable. Stephen A. going to stick around and talk a little bit more about Game 1. I do appreciate you recognizing my hot curl summer. So thank you very much, Stephen A.
Gotta work. Gotta work. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.